Imagine standing at a crossroads with two guides offering profound insights into the journey of self-discovery, one rooted in the depths of the psyche, the other in the stillness of the present moment. The first, Carl Jung, a pioneer psychologist and psychoanalyst who reshaped our understanding of the mind. He's famous for creating analytical psychology and introducing ideas like the collective unconscious, archetypes, and the shadow. Jung had an incredible way of blending science with spirituality, diving into myths, dreams, and symbols to help us better understand ourselves. People sometimes saw him as a mystic, and his work has inspired not just psychologists, but also artists, writers, and thinkers all over the world. The second, Eckhart Tolle, is a spiritual teacher whose simple yet powerful wisdom has helped millions of people find peace and clarity in their lives. His teachings focus on living in the present moment and letting go of the ego. His books, The Power of Now and A New Earth, are global bestsellers, offering a practical and universal way to reconnect with yourself and find inner peace. Tolle isn't about overthinking things. Instead, he shows us how to truly experience life as it happens. In this video, we're going to explore the perspectives of these two great figures. How are their approaches different? Where do they overlap? Can their ideas work together, or do we need to pick the one that resonates most with us? We'll dive into Tolle's idea of the pain body and compare it to Jung's shadow, looking at how both can help us better understand ourselves and create meaningful transformation in our lives. Let's begin with a concept central to both Jung and Tolle, the ego. For Tolle, the ego is a false identity constructed by the mind, a mental narrative shaped by our thoughts, emotions, and social roles. The ego creates a sense of separation from others, from the world, and even from the present moment. According to Tolle, this separation is the root of human suffering. He describes the ego as a sense of self that arises when the mind is completely unobserved. This idea aligns with Eastern philosophies, which emphasize transcending the ego to achieve unity with the universe. This state, often called enlightenment, is about letting go of the self you know to uncover a deeper connection to life and the world around you. However, stepping into the unknown can feel disorienting. For many, this idea might seem too abstract or impractical. In contrast, Carl Jung's view of the ego takes a more grounded and psychological approach. He saw the ego as the center of our conscious awareness, the part of us that knows we exist and maintains our sense of identity over time. It organizes our thoughts, feelings, sensations, and intuitions, while also accessing memories that aren't buried in the unconscious. The ego acts as a bridge between our inner world and the outer world. In Jungian psychology, the ego is like the hero of a story. Its development involves becoming stronger through self-reflection and integrating the shadow, the parts of ourselves we tend to ignore or deny. The journey toward individuation, or becoming our true self, mirrors the hero's path in myths. By facing challenges and overcoming fears and weaknesses, the hero grows, just as we do in our own psychological journey. The ultimate goals of Jung and Eckhart's teachings also differ. For Jung, the goal is individuation, becoming who you truly are by integrating all aspects of yourself. This includes reconciling opposites, like the conscious and unconscious, to uncover deeper meaning and purpose in life. Individuation is about growth through understanding and embracing the complexities within us. On the other hand, for Eckhart, the goal is awakening, transcending the ego and realizing our true nature as pure consciousness. This awakening happens through presence, being fully in the now. It's not about adding more to yourself, but about letting go, stripping away the ego's chatter, negativity, and attachment to past and future. The key is stepping out of psychological time and grounding yourself in the now. As he explains, all negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. While Tolle's enlightenment seeks freedom from suffering through presence and acceptance, Jung's individuation embraces the full spectrum of life's struggles and contradictions as a path to wholeness. Both offer transformative ways to understand yourself, one through inner peace in the moment, the other through a deeper integration of your entire being. Critics argue that Eckhart's teachings risk bypassing the hard work of self-exploration that Jung advocates. They suggest that focusing solely on the now might not resolve the unresolved issues hidden in the unconscious. On the other hand, proponents of his philosophy might argue that transcending the ego offers a more direct path to peace, bypassing the need to dig through the psyche's complexities. Others, however, might see these concepts as complementary, both pointing toward the same goal. Now, let's explore two of the most famous concepts from Carl Jung and Eckhart Tolle, Jung's shadow and Tolle's pain body. The shadow is a cornerstone of Jung's work. It represents the parts of ourselves that we repress or deny, our fears, weaknesses, and socially unacceptable desires. But it's not all negative. The shadow also holds untapped potential and hidden strengths. Integrating the shadow is central to Jung's process of individuation, becoming whole by bringing these unconscious aspects into the light. When repressed, the shadow often manifests through projection, where we see in others the traits we refuse to acknowledge in ourselves. By understanding and embracing the shadow, we grow in self-awareness and authenticity. The pain body, on the other hand, is Tolle's term for the emotional pain we accumulate throughout life. It's an energy field within us, formed from past traumas and unresolved emotions. When triggered, the pain body takes over, leading to reactive and unconscious behavior. Tolle describes it as an entity that feeds on negative energy. The pain body wants to survive, just like every other entity in existence, and it can only survive if it gets you to unconsciously identify with it. At first glance, the shadow and the pain body seem similar. They both represent hidden forces that influence our behavior and can cause suffering. However, they stem from different perspectives and have distinct implications for personal growth. Jung's shadow is a key part of his theory of the collective unconscious. It includes both negative and positive qualities that we've disowned, shaped by personal experiences and cultural conditioning. The shadow isn't inherently evil, but it becomes destructive when ignored. Shadow work involves exploring and integrating these repressed aspects, allowing us to achieve wholeness and reconcile with our inner world. In contrast, Tolle's pain body is purely negative, a pattern of reactive emotional energy that drives judgment, fear, and anger. Unlike the shadow, the pain body is not a part of the self to be integrated. Instead, Tolle emphasizes observing it with compassion and detaching from it through present moment awareness. Liberation comes not from reconciliation, but from disidentification, understanding that the pain body is not who you truly are. Both concepts highlight the hidden forces within us and offer paths to freedom. For Jung, the journey is about integration, embracing the complexities of the psyche. For Tolle, it's about detachment, breaking free from the pain body and living fully in the now. Despite their differences, Jung and Tolle share a fundamental foundation, the importance of self-awareness and acceptance. Tolle's teachings emphasize observing the mind and emotions without judgment. This detachment allows us to disidentify from the ego and the pain body, creating space for inner peace. As he puts it, awareness is the greatest agent for change. Jung, too, highlights the transformative power of awareness. By bringing unconscious material into consciousness, we reclaim the parts of ourselves we've disowned. His famous words encapsulate this. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Both also underscore the importance of acceptance, though in slightly different ways. For Tolle, it's about embracing the present moment exactly as it is. As he says, whatever you accept completely will take you to peace. For Jung, acceptance means acknowledging all parts of ourselves, the light and the dark, as essential to our growth. He explains, we cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. This deep acceptance, whether of the moment or of ourselves, is the key to transformation. So, is it about awakening to the present moment and transcending the mind, as Tolle suggests? Or is it about diving deep into the unconscious and confronting hidden aspects of your psyche, as Jung proposes? Perhaps the most powerful approach isn't choosing one over the other, but integrating both. By combining Tolle's focus on presence with Jung's process of individuation, we can cultivate both peace and wholeness. So, which of these ideas resonates with you? Do you feel more drawn to one, or do you see the value in both?